What's going on, my peoples? 𝐿𝐭 in the building, back with another video from Okay Beatz. In this tutorial, we're going to be teaching y'all how to create a template from scratch on FL Studio 2024. Now, templates are important for a couple of different reasons. Templates save a lot of time for producers trying to mix a session right after they record it or right after they receive some vocals digitally. They want to get right into the mixing process. So to save time, they just plug in the vocals or plug in the beat. The template takes care of it all, a little tweaking here and there, but the job is mostly done once the template is in place. I personally prefer to start my sessions from scratch every time, but depending on the client though, saving time is a professional practice. Another reason to use templates is to recall like a specific series of plugins or instruments used in a prior session. So if you feel like you got some magic in that session, you might want to save a template just in case you make another similar beat. Then, you could just pull the template up and that should take care of everything. You should be right back to where you started on that session. So it's really cool. Please like and subscribe if you're new to this channel, and share if you know anybody that enjoys audio production. If you want custom quality beats, you can go to OKBeatz.com. That's OKAYBEATZ.com. You can also use our mixing and mastering services, and you can also book studio time here at Okay Beatz Studio in New York. Also, check out 𝐿𝐭 on all streaming platforms. Lots of dope music, a lot of new stuff coming out, so please stay tuned. Let's get right into it. So first things first, we want to pull up our mix window. This icon right here should do just that. Go to your first insert and hold shift and click on the title to name it LV1. LV1 stands for Lead Vocals 1. If you want to add more lead vocals, you can, but I'm just going to show you the basics. The next basic vocal to add is the hook. So you do the same thing with the next channel. You hold shift and you click on the title, and then we name the third one Background Vocals 1 or BGV1. Same thing here. If you want to keep adding different background vocals to do different effects on each one, then you may do so. But this is just a basic template. So go on to the next mixer track. Do the same thing. And let's write all vox or all vocals. Because what we're going to end up doing is routing all three of these vocal tracks to this all vox group bus. And the way we're going to do that is by highlighting the three of these by holding command and dragging the mouse across the mixer window there to highlight all of the different tracks you want. So once those three are highlighted, you're going to go down here to this little arrow, right click on that and say route to this track only. Click on that. What that's going to do is it's going to disconnect those three channels that you chose. It's going to disconnect them from the master bus and connect them directly to the vocal group, which is the all vox. And another thing that we're going to do here is we're going to highlight all of these vocal tracks, right click on it and say change color. I like my vocals to be blue, so I'll go with that. So now we have a group of vocals, three different types of vocals: lead vocals, hook, and background vocals, all routed to this one channel that's named all vox. So if we want to do some kind of like level adjusting to all three of those tracks at the same time, this is where we would do it. If we added a plugin to this channel right here, it would affect all three of those. So moving on, we're going to go to insert number 5, track number 5, and name it Verb 1. And that stands for reverb number 1. If you want to add more reverbs, you can, as I said. Next one is going to be delay 1, as you can imagine. And the next one is going to be saturation, or SAT for short. And then on this one, we're gonna make the FX group bus. So we're gonna do the same thing that we did with the vocal group. I'm gonna highlight the 3 effects channels, and we're gonna right click on this little arrow on the effects track, and we're gonna say route to this track only. So now we have control of all of these 3 effects tracks on this one master effects group bus. And what we're gonna do with these 4 is we're gonna change the color to green. I like my effects to be light green, so that's just my preference. The next track that we're going to name is going to be for the beat, and we're gonna color that purple. Now that we have all of our mixer tracks, or the basic ones at least, mapped out, now we're gonna get a little bit more organized. So I'll go ahead and get to the next step, which is taking these group buses, which is the all Vox, the effects, and the beat, right click on it, go down to where it says dock 2, and dock that to the left. Do the same thing with the effects channel, dock that to the left. Do the same thing with the beat channel, dock that to the left. So now we have the 3 group buses separate from the actual tracks. That's a good thing for organizational purposes. Let's say, for example, I wanted to record a track and route it real quick. What I would do simply is, record over here. La, 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 la. So I just recorded that. So I would double click on that audio clip and come over here and route it to wherever I want. Route it to lead vocal 1, or the hook, or the background vocal. In this case, I'm gonna make it the lead vocal. So when we play back, la 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 la, we can see that it shows up on the lead vocal track, and then it shows up on the all Vox track. Anything that shows up on any of these 3 will show up on the all Vox track because it's the group bus, obviously. So we don't need this this audio clip. That was just an example. The next thing that we're gonna do, now that we know how to organize our session, select our most common plugins or audio tools that we use. So for the lead vocal, personally, I use EQ and compression on all vocals. So I know that I'm going to put an EQ and a compressor on there. Just for time's sake, I'm only going to do the compressor of my choice. For lead vocals, it's going to be the CLA2A mono, since lead vocals is usually in mono. And I'm going to go ahead and bypass this little effect knob right here. You can bypass your effects, and you do that so that you can save CPU processing. So that way your computer's not like causing delays and stuff in your vocal take and everything like that. It's going to take a longer time to load if all of the plugins are activated. So anyway, we'll go into the hook, and the same thing, CLA2A stereo this time, since the chorus is usually in stereo. Bypass that. Background vocals, same thing, CLA2A stereo. I know I put those on almost everything. So for the verb, I'm gonna go to Valhalla Vintage Verb. For the delay, I'm gonna go to the H delay stereo. And for saturation, I usually go for the Devil Lock Deluxe or the Decapitator by Sound Toys. So I'll go here and I'll bypass all of these effects knobs. So now that we have the main plugins that we're going to be using on most of our sessions, now we can go ahead and do one of 2 things. we can either save each and every one of these track states, so that if we want to pull the same session up, or the same track state up in any given session, or even now if we want to use it again, all we have to do is go here and highlight on that actual track that you want to save. Go up here, this little arrow, and say, go to File, and say Save Mixer Track State As. It's gonna pull up a prompt over here asking you to name it. I'm gonna name it KK. Once we press save, it should be ready to load up on any other track that you choose. So let's say, for instance, over here on insert 10, I'm gonna highlight that, right click it. I wanna pull up that template that I just saved. I'll go to File, I'll go to Open Mixer Track State and find it, or I'll just go to the one I saved. It should show up on this list. If it doesn't show up on this list, then that's when you gotta go to Open Mixer Track State, and it'll take you to a directory. So I'm gonna choose KK. That's the same one that I just saved. See the hook. Another thing it saves is the title of the track state. If you want to name it something else, afterwards, you're more than welcome to, but nonetheless, it's just gonna keep pulling up that same exact mixer track state that you just saved. Another way to do this, actually, right click on the track that you want to copy, and you go into Save Mixer Track State As, but instead of clicking it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna drag this little tiny icon you see over here. Save Mixer Track State As, but you're gonna drag that little icon over here into another insert, and there you have it. You just literally copy and pasted the same exact mixer track state. So we're gonna go ahead and reset this because we don't need it. That was just an example. If I want to save the entire mixer as is, and let's say if I had certain instruments over here that I wanted to save, I got a session going on, and I want to save a certain drum kit that I've been using. I'll go ahead and I'll pick the sounds. Now I can save the session as a whole, as a template. So I'll go to File, and I'll say Save as Template. And by doing so, it will prompt you to name the session, and it'll save it in templates. So whenever you go to File, when you open up a brand new session, you go to File, and you go to New from Template right there. It should show up on this list right here. Or you can literally just click it, New from Template, and then when you click on it, it'll take you to the directory where you saved your template. And yeah, guys, that's basically it. That's exactly how you make templates. You can literally pull up that same template with the quickness, and then all you have to do is just plug in the vocals. When you receive it through email, or you just recorded it, you go ahead and take those vocals and you just plug them into the mixer tracks respectively. So you guys have just learned how to make templates on FL Studio 24. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I appreciate you for letting me join you on your journey in creating music. So once again, I appreciate y'all. This was 𝐘𝐻𝐷 King Supreme. Peace.